The world around you looks the same, but something feels off. Conversations seem shallow. People move through their routines, unaware, blind to the very thing that keeps them trapped. You try to explain, but the words don't land. The deeper truth, the one you've glimpsed, remains hidden from those who aren't ready to see it. Why do some people awaken, while others remain asleep? There's a belief that spiritual awakening is for everyone, that one day the entire world will reach a higher state of consciousness. But is that the truth? Or is it another illusion, a comforting story we tell ourselves? Eckhart Tolle speaks of a world still lost in thought, consumed by distractions and ego-driven desires. Braden reveals how consciousness is shifting on a planetary level, but not every soul will rise with it. Some are ready, others will resist, and many will never even know what they're missing. So what separates those who wake up from those who don't? Is it fate, karma, or something we choose? Can suffering force an awakening? Or are some destined to stay asleep forever? This is where we begin, the unseen forces behind awakening, the barriers that keep people trapped, and the one question that changes everything. Are you truly awake? Or have you only convinced yourself that you are? Most people believe they see the world as it is, but in reality they only see their conditioning. The thoughts they repeat daily, the fears they never question, the identities they refuse to let go of, all of it forms an invisible prison. And as long as that prison feels safe, why would anyone seek the key? The majority live in a state of unconscious motion, reacting instead of choosing, following instead of seeking. True awakening requires stepping beyond the mind's illusions, but not everyone is willing to shatter the reality they've built for themselves. This world is a place of transformation, but transformation is never forced. It calls, but not all will answer. Some will resist, clinging to the comfort of certainty, repeating the same patterns over and over. And yet, something is shifting. The pull toward awareness is stronger than ever. But the real question is, if the opportunity to awaken is here, why do so many remain asleep? Not all souls are ready to awaken. The path of consciousness is not a universal timeline. It unfolds at different stages for different beings. Some are here to experience a more material existence, others to learn fundamental lessons before they are ready to step into a higher awareness. This is why awakening is not something that can be forced. It is something that emerges when the soul is prepared to receive it. Beyond personal resistance, there are deeper layers at play. Many people exist in lower vibrational states, trapped in cycles of fear, survival, and unconscious conditioning. Their perception of reality is shaped by ingrained beliefs, societal programming, and a deep attachment to their identity. The ego reinforces this by making them believe they already know the truth, dismissing anything that threatens their established worldview. Even when moments of clarity arise, the mind often rationalizes them away. Awakening requires questioning reality, and for many, this threatens the very foundation of their existence. And so they stay where they are, not because they are incapable of waking up, but because at this stage, their consciousness is not yet seeking the answers that would set them free. Yet for those who do awaken, something must first shake them out of their slumber. And that leads us to the next truth, the catalyst that forces the mind to expand beyond what it once knew. For most, awakening is not a choice. It is a response to pain, to loss, to the sudden collapse of everything once certain. Throughout history, spiritual teachers have pointed to suffering as the great initiator, the force that strips away illusion and forces the soul to search for deeper meaning. The death of a loved one, a health crisis, the betrayal of someone once trusted, moments that leave a person standing in the wreckage of their old life, questioning everything. These experiences act as a rupture in the unconscious mind, creating space for something new to emerge. Yet pain is not the only path. Some awaken through deep contemplation, meditation, or even spontaneous realization. Some feel an inner pull, an unexplainable knowing that there is more to life than what the eyes can see. These are the souls who begin their journey not through suffering, but through curiosity and expansion. Regardless of the trigger, awakening always follows a pattern. First, a fracture in perception. Then, a choice: to cling to the known or to step into the unknown. And those who step forward begin to see what was always hidden in plain sight. No two souls awaken in the same way. Consciousness is not a race nor a destination. It is an unfolding, a continuous expansion of awareness that happens at its own pace. Comparing your journey to someone else's only leads to frustration, because each being is here to experience life from a unique vantage point. People exist at different levels of consciousness. Some operate from fear, survival, and ego-driven identity, unable to see beyond the immediate demands of their existence. Others have begun the shift toward self-awareness, questioning the nature of their reality, and stepping beyond conditioned thought. And yet, even those who have awakened are still in the process of deepening their understanding. There is a common illusion that one is either asleep or awake, as if enlightenment were a fixed state. The truth is, no one is fully awakened. Awareness is a process, not an event. Even the most spiritually evolved individuals continue to grow, shedding layers of illusion they didn't even realize were there. Though not all will awaken in this lifetime, the collective consciousness of the planet is shifting. And as it does, it influences everyone, even those who resist, because in the end, consciousness is not an individual pursuit. It is a rising tide that lifts all who are ready to receive it. One of the greatest illusions on the spiritual path is believing that you can, or should, wake others up. You see the patterns, the suffering, the illusions they cling to, and you want to shake them into awareness. But forcing someone to awaken is impossible. No one can walk this path for another. Many who have just begun their awakening fall into a trap, the arrogance of enlightenment. They try to save others, pushing ideas, debating beliefs, or even judging those who are still unconscious. But true wisdom doesn't impose, it embodies. Instead of convincing, become the example. Transformation spreads not through words, but through energy. The more you align with higher consciousness, the more others will feel the shift in you, and some, when they are ready, will begin to question their own reality. It's also important to understand that awakening is not an individual journey. Consciousness is connected, and as more people awaken, it becomes easier for others to do the same. You don't need to wake the world. You only need to wake yourself. The ripple effect will take care of the rest. So, does spiritual awakening happen to everyone? The answer is clear: no. It is not an inevitability. It is a possibility. Some will awaken in this lifetime, and some won't. Not because they are less worthy, but because their soul's journey is unfolding in its own time. The real question is, now that you know this truth, what will you do with it? Awakening is not something that simply happens to you. It is a choice you must make, again and again, to step out of old patterns, to question reality, to embrace discomfort in pursuit of truth. Many will continue to sleep, lost in the illusion of certainty. But a rare few will hear the call and have the courage to answer it. The only question that remains is, will you?